Hello, people of the internet. Me and my friend have been, we just were playing Fish a bit ago, and we just thought, we were just talking about JJS as the balancing state at the moment. And we just thought, let's make this a podcasty type thing where we have just random Fish gameplay going on in the background and whatnot. And we just yap and talk. This could be for other topics as well. So if you have any suggestions, feel free to leave them in comments. We could talk about stuff like Delta.
Yeah, you could.
Any other video game, really, if we are fit to talk about it. But yeah, we may or may not.
We don't play.
Yeah, we don't know everything, but we may or may not have had to re-record this twice because
this motherfucker
I'm a dumbass.
don't know how to record properly.
Because I didn't do the audio properly. So yeah, and you know what? I'm just gonna double check that I'm recording. Yeah, I'm recording. Because the audio isn't display captured. No one will see what I'm doing at the end. But yeah, I've got everything on OBS. I think we're good. Alright, so there has been a lot of talk about the recent JJS bullshit patch that nobody likes. Nobody's liking it. And neither do we, but for a different reason. Because I feel like everyone else talked about how these characters were gutted and just normal fighting game terms that everyone would use. Some people would even argue that they were too broken and they would deserve to be nerfed. I haven't seen an argument for that, but there is some people definitely there. And some
otherwise it wouldn't have gotten nerfed.
Yeah, otherwise it wouldn't have gotten nerfed. There has to be a reason it got nerfed, so... And again, that's... So if we think about how the characters are made, right? That's what we want to talk about, basically, for most of this. It's going to be quite descriptive.
Yeah.
You can tell. We have a lot of pauses. I'm trying to think of how to word this properly a few times. But yeah, so this is quite realistic. If you like this stuff, like and subscribe and whatnot. So let's talk about the nerfs themselves, right? Naoya, he got a nerf to his dashes, so his first dash and second dash, they take longer to come out. You can't use your second dash for at least a good second, I think. I don't know how long it is exactly.
It's 0.4 seconds.
0.4 seconds. And then also, he got a few other changes, which are going to be a rework, the projection breaker gives projection bar now. That isn't really necessarily important to what we're talking about right now. I think that's the only
I'm mostly talking about the nerfs. Yeah, the only nerfs between them were one nerf to their general playstyle, which is the problem that I see. Changing their playstyle kind of changes the character as a whole. Because adding a cooldown to Naoya's dash, adding a cooldown between Naoya's dashes, not the cooldown for just using both of them, but one between using them, it changes how Naoya's played entirely, because he's no longer the hyper-aggressive character that he was. And same with Todo, putting a cooldown on his perfect swap kind of just changes the character entirely, and kind of removes what really gave them that uniqueness.
They really gave him that edge. Todo's perfect swap it was annoying. Definitely. Neither of us are completely negating the fact that it was super annoying to go against. But
yeah,
it was. You pull it off, it's so good. It feels so satisfying. It feels like you're just dominating them. You feel like that Todo with the 530,000 IQ. You unironically feel like him. And that's almost what the characters were meant to be. They weren't... Something like JJS, compare it to TFB, for example. Would you compare those two games in the same sentence? They are in the same genre, but would you compare them?
Technically the same genre, but they're not the same type of game is the thing. They're maybe in the same genre, but they're just not the same.
TFB, arguably to me, has the character tropes of the Zoner, the Rushdown, the big heavy hit character, just as but just with the One Punch Man coating, like, of paint, like, sure, cool animations and whatnot, but, like, JJS, it feels like, you feel like you're playing the character of, like, you'll feel like you playing the character. I feel like that's what happens when I'm playing
Because, like,
JJS.
it's not just dedicated down to Zono Rushdown Heavy Hitter. Because, like, Hanami and Haruta, they're both technically zoners, but they don't feel the same in the slightest.
And someone like
And then even
Hikari
Hikari
and Yuji, they're arguably the same character, the same Rushdown, and
the
also
same type of
Naruto,
Rushdown, but they're
and even
not the same character.
And even
like,
Naoya was in
now,
that situation.
Now he's a Rushdown, but they're not played like Yuji.
Yeah, you don't try and jump and do feints with Naoya, is what we're trying to say here. Like, they're completely different. They have something unique to them. Naoya has the projection thing.
Yeah, whereas in, like, TSB, like, Saitama and Garu, they both feel very similar.
And that's what separates JJS, and that's why it's so popular and TSB has died out. It's just because the game itself, it feels better. It just has so much more effort. It feels like it has more effort put into it. Each character, it feels like their character. Like, I feel like
if
I play Haruta, I feel like I'm playing Haruta. That's what I'm trying to do. You're like embody the character itself when playing them, and that's what makes them so fun.
Because, like, in TSB, if I'm playing Saitama and I switch to Garu, I kind of just feel like I'm playing Saitama too. But if I'm playing Gojo and then switch to Todo because they're both heavy hitters, they don't feel the same at all.
No one's saying that. No one ever said that Gojo and Todo are the same thing. Neither has anyone said Yuji's the same character. But then that's the problem, right? These characters are different, but they're also really broken. And that's where the community comes in. Now, this is going to get controversial, and we're probably going to get a lot of hate from all of this, but
probably
none of these balance changes are TV's fault. It's the community. I've said it. Hot take. I don't even think it's a hot take. It's just the truth, honestly. And arguably any game will do that. Marvel Rivals, someone like Marvel Rivals, Future Games, Overwatch, like, their balance is revolved around a specific group of players. Like, Marvel Rivals is more casual, but the competitive players will complain because these things are broken. Overwatch, like, I argue, is a little bit more balanced between both, but you'll still get complaint from both sides. Like, I'm arguably a bit more casual, so I don't like Moira or Sierra, but see, Moira and Sierra fucking suck high up. Like, there's the difference. And JGS is no different in this sense. A lot of people just complain and bitch about the characters they play against because they lost. And that's really it. And not because they are arguably broken.
Haruta again, for example, they so fragile, they will die to a gust of fresh air. But their combos are really good.
And that's the point,
like,
right? That's how you
can do a good chunk of damage. But then, like, people complain because, oh, they're doing too much damage, and it's like, you got hit by the combo. You wasted your evasive and then got hit by the combo. That is your fault, not the Haruta's.
And no one, and I mean no one, this includes me and you. Neither of us want to, like, I know you well, and you do not losing. You hate losing so much you literally rage quit, which is arguably a better choice than staying in the game. But there's the point, people don't like losing. I
mean, that is a human thing.
It's a human thing.
But, like, instead of taking that loss, they instead go to cry to the balancers that this is too strong, this is too weak. Instead of just, like, even if it is balanced, they'll still cry that something's not right because they lost.
Yeah, and it's just one of those things where the community will just continue, no matter how you balance the characters, continue to complain and do and characters, and that's just the nature of these types of games at this point, really.
Yeah.
There's nothing that TGE realistically could do except ignore it and just play, just do what they want do how they, as the creator, want the game to be. And that's how it's been, like, arguably since the game release. The game has been Jujutsu Shenanigans and not the strongest battleground.
It has been TZE's game, not the community's.
And that's what made these nerfs. And let's talk about something else that's been nerfed in this patch, the Ryu. Everyone's also complaining that Ryu didn't get nerfed enough. But okay, let's say Ryu gets nerfed to the ground like Naoya and Todo, completely gutted. Like, 1 or 2 granite blasts, and you have to overheat. You're overheated. How then would you play the character now? What do you do then after that? How? Because now the character is completely dead, just like Naoya and Todo are. And eventually, when Ryu gets there, because he's probably gonna get nerfed next, when they get.
Ryu did get enough this update. He just got his
but it wasn't enough.
Reduced.
But a lot of people say it's not enough. And then, but when,
what more do you want?
There's really not much else you can do. I'm sorry, guys. It's just the truth. There's not much you can do about the character except from reworking it. But then, if you think about Ryu as a character in JJK, what would you do? I need to see some suggestions in the comments. What would you do to rework Ryu? How would you do? Would you make him a zoner? So then, would he? Okay, sure. I feel like people will still complain about that, but also then that deletes his entire point of him also being quite heavy hitter. He's been described as a heavy hitter in the manga and in the anime by Yusa's internal dialogue. Like he hits hard. So then, like, okay, let's make him a rushdown. Well, first of all, that's like the third rushdown in the game now. That's the third duty type character in the game now. The hot dog taco hamburger of this game, like, it's another one of those. We call it the pizza. There's a pizza now. So like, it doesn't add anything else. So it doesn't add to the game. And
the same character again.
But again, Ryu's Granite Blast, that's his curse technique. If you remove that, he's just regular dude, bro. You remove Granite Blast, he's a regular ass dude. He's a regular ass dude that hits pretty hard, like Todo and Yuji do. So again, like, you can't remove the identity, and that's the point we're trying to make. You can't just remove the identity of characters for the sake of balance. Because after that, it will just become another TSB, and then the game will die. The game is gonna die if this keeps going like this. If people keep complaining about these characters being unique and something and whatnot, the game will die. Because the community...
Because you just get the same 3 characters over and over again.
And I'm already seeing it playing the game. You don't really see that many Harutos. You don't see that many Kurosha. You don't see that many Meimeis. You don't see that many Kuroshis and Yukis. You might see some Nanamis, but a lot of people have started to figure out that Nanami is like the skilled character, when arguably I wouldn't even say that, to be honest. It's just green combo merchant.
No character really needs skill in this game, that's the thing. You don't need skill to play the game. You need skill to get good at the character, obviously, but to pick up a character, it doesn't require skill.
But yeah, and I just want, like, from this, I just want people to just play the characters that they want to play. Like, I want people to play Megami and not be called a spammer runner, which arguably is not how you play Megami anyway, because that's just terrible. When you spam moves, or spammer, if you get called a spammer by Ryu as Megami, you can block basically every single Megami's move, or side dash out of it, like with Nue. Like,
everything is very predictable with Megami, so playing them like a passive runner means you aren't getting the most value. And also with that, what's making you chase a runner? You can just not follow them.
People forget that they have the free will, but their ego just blinds them, so they just have to go for the runner now. But really, it's not that deep. It really isn't. And people need to just get that through their thick skulls and just learn to deal with their ego. You don't have to completely negate it. I'm not saying negate your ego entirely or your competitive drive. I'm saying just be a little bit more worth it. Just be a little bit more, like, tame when trying to go against people. You don't have to go against the now you're running away from you. You don't have to play against the Haruta that's being really annoying and shit. You really don't. It's really not that deep. And if someone's toxic to you, you don't have to deal with them. You can just leave. You can just let them be to their demons. That's not you. It's not how you play the game. But again, like, I think I forgot to go to this point here, but just playing in a JJS server, like, if you go to play in a JJS server, you will just see the same hot dog, taco, hamburger, Yuji, Hikari, Yuta, whatnot. Okay, so the game up is a little bit if you have to stop the recording for a second, but yeah, well, let's continue with what I was saying. You go into a JJS server, you see the same characters. I'd argue you see Yuji, Hikari, and Yuta the most. Yuta is like the swordsman. You just play him. Hikari is one of those characters that you just play, and Yuji is what everyone sees. Most of people see as skilled. So like
everyone tells you to play Yuji and Hikari. Those are the two skilled quote-unquote characters in the game that they say.
I think people have talked a little bit less about Hikari. I think people just see Hikari as a bit less skilled now. So I'd say...
Oh yeah, after he was made more skilled, he is now less skilled. Wow.
Yeah, that is the issue, right? Like, when he had the 1-2 combo that was basically a combo extender.
Just free M1 extend. He was seen as the most skilled thing on the planet, even though you click 2 buttons and get 50 damage.
Yeah, really, I don't know what was going on back then, but realistically, I think we could sort Hikari out for like a few other characters. It would have been before the patch, it would have been like an Naoya. But I don't know. I haven't... Mahito's a little bit less, but Mahito, like, we'll get to him. I think he's genuinely the perfectly balanced character in this game. We'll get to that fucker.
We'll get to that.
Like, Nanami is, like, a lot of people say Nanami's skilled, but you still don't see them. You still don't see Nanami players. Which is weird to me, because then, like, don't you guys want to play skilled characters? But realistically,
why are you playing them more?
He's an actually skilled character, just like Yuki is. That's why you don't see him as much, because people don't want to actually learn the character. They just want to learn the Yuji stuff, and then they just want to go from that, which is fine. You can play Yuji. I'm not saying don't play Yuji. I'm just saying we're really just narrowing down the numbers when there's so many characters in this game that you can play, and you're really, realistically, people are only allowing you to play like 3. And you'll get bashed for playing a Megami or fucking Haruta. No, maybe Haruta. People will get annoyed at playing Haruta against a Haruta, definitely. You'll get bashed for playing any other character that, like Ryu especially, that isn't Yuji, or just any of the characters that have been said are quote-unquote skills. Like, we're forgetting that this game isn't TSB. It's something different. It's in the name, Jujutsu Shenanigans. It's shenanigans, not battlegrounds.
It's not the super serious, always perfectly balanced game that people want.
People always want good balance. But you'll never get perfect balance. You get something close to it, but you'll never be perfect.
Because you'll always have the people that are too, like, super competitive, and they'll say, like, oh, this one's too strong, it's pulling the meta off, this guy's too strong, he needs to be nerfed. And it's like, no, he doesn't, though. He is fine as is.
Fine as is, and that's the problem with, like, some competitive players, like, they almost want to they want to exist in the game, and they want to alienate everyone else from playing any other character. Like, it's just a shame, really, because that's what they were complaining about, I guess. Like, Naoya was broken when a good player was playing him. Like, that's basically what most people are saying. And
this person was better than me. Nerf them.
Yeah, that is the main issue. The ego thing. We already talked about this, but like, people will just want nerfs from a character when they lose to them like once or twice or however many times. They lose them a lot. But in fairness, it does feel unbalanced. Again, it feels unbalanced when it actually isn't. If you really just lock the fuck in, really. You gotta lock the fuck in. And this is really controversial, so I hope it gets really popular and controversial, so we can get, like, bashed on Twitter or something. That'd be really funny. But, like,
Twitter was social media.
What was I gonna say? Like, I was gonna say something, but really, what we're trying to get at here is JJS Shenanigans has an identity. It has this identity of being shits and giggles game. It's okay. Think about it like this, right? Super Smash Brothers. Everyone says that that's a party fighting game. You wouldn't compare that to something like Street Fighter or any other fighting game. Like Super Smash Brothers is something completely different, something separate. It's more fun, more entertaining. It's some characters are broken, but it's like casual friendly, so that's the reason they're so broken.
Even if it does have a competitive scene, Nintendo still listens to the casual player, not the competitive ones.
Because that is what most of the people there be. And that is what most of the JJS Shenanigans players are. Because competitive players are the top percentile. They aren't the average. The average is the rest of the 80%. The hundreds of thousands of players. There's like 10,000 players that'll be good. The rest of them are just us. People like us. We're just like mostly casual players that just want to play the game, have some fun But like, that's what the problem is. They're ruining the casual aspect, and if this is a domino effect, and they start going even more depth into the characters, Ryu gets nerfed, his identity's gone. The next Hanami, her identity's gone. After that, they start nerfing the other characters, and then what's left? What do you have? What will you have after all of those nerfs? No one wants to play the characters because they're not actually doing anything anymore, so everyone plays Yuji, and now we're back to square one. So,
because like one thing that I did think is really good from this update is the update to Hanami, making her more of a trapper character instead of making her more of like setup trapper. Her R special now being like a directed attack, like setting up a spike or sending a thorn to break blocks. Like that is setup. That's good. That is character. That is something that no other character in the game has.
So yeah, arguably now, Hanami has a reason to be a Zona. So now they are fully a Zona. And remember, a reminder to you that Hanami isn't complete yet. She's still early access. So like, we're still judging a character off of early access, as if the character's just not complete yet. The character's been complete. Also, someone like Reggie. This is gonna get really controversial. Reggie is hated a lot, especially since this new update, which basically gave them a fucking free items. I'd argue he's fine for this game.
Like, he's strong, yes, but like, you still have to learn how to play them. Learn how to like cycle properly, learn how to do all of that.
You can't just spam moves, again, you can't just do a Megami, you can't spam moves, you can't, what people assume, you can't just like, Megami can't spam moves, and neither can Reggie, even if he had that many moves. Like, he can't just spam them all, realistically. You have to make a mistake first.
If you want those items, you have to do setup for it, you have to double coupon, and then get the specific move that you want in your hand.
And yet, you also, even to get them in one of the combos in the first, you have to hit the opponent, fun fact. Like, you have to. It's just... and if you are saying that these characters aren't skilled, you're getting hit by your opponent, and you are losing the M1 trades. That's just the simple truth. It's always...
Another thing with Reggie, most of his stuff is blockable. Most of his entire moveset is blockable.
And the ones that aren't are easily reactable, at least somewhat. Like you can see most of his moves. Like he didn't hit them for ages. If he just like throws a piano out, you can hit him. Even if the piano still goes out, you can still hit him and punish him if you Like, it's not, like, impossible to go against a Reggie. Same for Ryu. If you get hit by him, yeah, sure, he'll destroy you. But if you don't get hit by him, like, this is just going right down to another thing where just, like, we're balancing off of, like, not actual skill, we're just balancing off, I lost to this character, therefore they must be nerfed now. Like, it's a...
Like, the thing with Ryu as well, like, people saying, like, oh, Granite Blast is too strong, they can just walk back and shoot me. What if you walk back as well? Then you're out of range and he can't do anything.
And again, that's not the fault of the character, that's the player. That's not, like, a Ryu player isn't really, arguably half his moves aren't even meant to be that long range, because the 4 is not that far in range. It's not as far as, like, a fully charged Granite Blast. Especially the last part, which puts you in Ragdoll. Well. The last part puts you in Ragdoll, which is basically the actual part that you want to hit. Is much harder to actually hit, but it's also really easy.
And it dragged you towards the Ryu. So it's like, he's not meant to be a long-range character. He's meant to be up in your face, despite having a long-range move. That's meant to be his combo ender. Because it's heavy damage and a long charge.
The weird characters like Reggie, like Higuruma, like the characters that are just so out there and broken, people just need to understand that these characters in JJK are completely different. That the curse techniques define them, they aren't defined by their curse techniques. And that's what he's going for here. He's going for like the party game style, Super Smash Bros. Type fighting game. They really argue it's platform fighting, kinda. But yeah, the point still stands. It's still like, I'd argue if you do it at a party game, you'll find that the game's a little bit more fun because of that.
Like, instead of viewing it as this super competitive, I have to always win type of game, just treat it like the silly game that it is meant to be. It's obviously meant to be silly.
And none of this is the fault of the game or the developers for making the choice to nerf the characters.
It's the community, because they keep yelling and screaming that they're too strong, they have to be nerfed.
Like, you can, like, you can ignore the voices for as long as you can, but they'll continue to get louder. It's most of the community that just wants these characters to be gone and just be another Yuji. And then everyone's just, like, just defaulting to... And that's why I see no one complain about Yuji that much, because Yuji is, like, if you play against a Yuji and you also are a Yuji, it feels fair because you're playing against the same character, and you may also be at similar skill levels. But then if you also fight the same person as a different character with the same skill levels, it might be different. You might lose because of that character, only because you're, like, not used to fighting them that way or whatnot, like, but that doesn't mean
then, like,
they're any less skilled.
People's complaints about, like, someone like, say older, like, Hakari, his combos, it's like, oh, he had a really strong combo, he could just 1-2 and then go up and do, like, 50 damage. People don't complain about Yuji when he can just press 1-2-3 and do 60.
Some people do, but again, we still default to Yuji. A lot of people still default to Yuji. Instead of, like, just playing any other character and having fun. Like, I feel like some people are forcing themselves to play Yuji. I don't know if this is the case, but I feel like some people are forcing themselves to be good at Yuji, so they can feel like they're actually skilled and not get bitched and complained about when they win against someone, and feel bad about themselves for actually winning and being good at the video game against someone who is, like, a little bit better than you. Like, even if I played, like, it feels weird, because if I played against someone who's arguably better than me, like, me and you, we play against each other, right? You're arguably better than me. I play as a character that I've never played before. You play a character you never played before, you will lose. I will lose so if I've never played a character before, but I will have a better chance if I played a character that I have filmed, because I've had time to learn them. It's not because of the character that I lose. And I'm not going to complain about if you used Megami and I lost to that Megami, because I'm arguably getting outskilled. That's just the truth. I know how to fight against a Megami, and if I'm getting outskilled by a Megami, then that's just the truth. That's what's happened. I've been outskilled, and we've just got to admit that. Really, that's mostly what we're trying to say here. We're not trying to say don't play don't play the really skilled characters like Nanami and Yuji. You can play any character you want, and that's the point. We're not. People are forcing themselves to play these characters because they're skilled, when in reality no character is really that skilled. And you could really just play any character that you want, and you really should.
What we're trying to say
play
is, like,
the characters you
don't
want.
complain when people play a character that they like to play.
And yeah, don't complain about a character that someone plays because you lost them. Every single loss is a learning opportunity to actually win against that character next time. Like, you figure out their moves. That's the whole point of the fighting game, to learn the characters and learn how to outplay the other opponents with their skill set and whatnot. Like, so even characters like Reggie, who literally don't. How do you even balance that? Honestly, like, a character like Reggie should still exist in this game, whilst not being bitched about, because the whole point of his character is his curse technique. He has a bunch of fucking bullshit that he throws out, and truthfully, you remove that and you have nothing. Like, you remove the character's ability to actually use that in a combo, and then what? What do you have after that? It's just nothing.
What will you have after 500 nerfs?
And I'm just worried, really. I think we're just worried, like, if we continue down this path of nerfing characters, people are going to get more and more angry, upset about the characters being nerfed, because they are now understanding the consequences of their actions. Because now the characters aren't actually playable anymore. Because from these Naoya and Todo nerfs, they're not playable anymore. So all of a sudden, everyone's like, shit, now he's not playable anymore. Fuck, man. That's really annoying. Well, that's crazy, considering the fact that you probably said, like, 2 days ago, now he was unskilled as shit. So, like, I don't know about you, bro, but that's not a me problem. That's not a them problem. I think it's been an overall community problem. But yeah, conclusion, play whatever character you want. Ignore everyone saying that it's an unskilled character. It really doesn't matter at the end of the day. It's not that deep. It's not that big of a deal. It's a Roblox game that you can play for free and leave whenever you want. It's just like it's like the SpongeBob. You seen that image where SpongeBob is in like those shackles and it's like completely open? It's like that's like half the JJS community right now. Like, they're putting themselves in their own shackles by just playing some characters like Yuji instead of having fun with other characters. But yeah, that's mostly it.
Like, there's so much unique gameplay to be had, but people just want their hot dog, taco, hamburger.
It's really
when you could have your fine dining.
Yeah, it's really easy to slip into that, though. It's really easy to just slip into the simple Garo combos, because it's just easy, and truthfully it is. And when learning the skill, there's more people using that character. There's more tutorials on that character, so it's easier to learn them. But it's arguably more satisfying for you to learn the character themselves and figure out all their little details by yourself, and then actually win by yourself with your skill set.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's basically all I wanted to do. Have a great rest of your day, I suppose.